Good job, y'all. Give it up for these little soldiers. Give it up for these little soldiers. How's everybody feeling? How's everybody feeling? Oh, I just want to thank everybody who's standing behind me, and again, thank the Johnson family. Can I have y'all come on up, Mr. and Mrs. J and Team KJ, everybody? Team KJ, come this way. They've been traveling around this country, boy. I tell you, give them one more little round of applause. They deserve it. All right. We asked everybody to assemble here today in front of the Board of Education. And the reason that we did that, we want to make sure it's understood that this rally was planned weeks in advance before the events that are taking place right now in Ferguson. So we will discuss the Kendrick Johnson Back to School anti-bullying rally, but then we will tie bullying into it. Just doesn't mean in the school system. There's bullying going on in the police departments, correct? There's bullying going on amongst our people in the community, correct? So this rally, with the permission of the Johnson family, has taken multiple routes. Let's be honest, this family could be extremely selfish and only talk about what's going on in their life right now. And they would be absolutely correct in doing that. Their son left January 10th, 2013 with a book bag on his back. And that very next morning, he was found wheeled out of the gymnasium in a body bag. There's something there terribly wrong with that. It was a closed case. As far as the Sheriff's Department, our lovely Sheriff's Department down in Lowndes County, the beloved Sheriff Prime, closed the case, saying an accidental death, positional asphyxia. It is now, and has been for a while, Senator Ford, as you know, currently under investigation under the hands specifically of U.S. Attorney Michael Moore. And we've been patiently, they have been patiently waiting a long time. They're watching other tragedies occur as they are fighting the battle of a tragedy that is happening to them. They're seeing some of the same things reoccur without there being any kind of resolve. Let me let you understand why we came to the Twin Towers. We came to the Twin Towers because I won't go into extreme detail. We were supposed to be joined by attorney Benjamin Crump, the family attorney, but who is now the family attorney for the Michael Brown family, and they are on the ground there preparing for a rally tomorrow. So he sends his hellos and support to the community, but would not be able to join us today. The reason we're here is because there was a lawsuit that was recently filed against Lowndes County High School. And within that lawsuit, it specifically points out that the Johnson son, Kendrick Johnson, experienced incidents of bullying. I want to let the world know that at Lowndes County High School, you didn't got to take my word for it. You can go to Google, you can go to YouTube. You better go fast because they're being deleted by the day. But you can go to those various sites and you can see Lowndes County High School gymnasium, and I'm assuming those are the hallways, you know, leading to the gymnasium, where they allow, I would go as far to even say as condone, straight up knuckle fights, straight up fist fights. Some of them are bare knuckle, some of them they let the students put gloves on. Now when I say they let the students, let me make sure I'm accurate. The students meet up inside of this public school with crowds surrounding them, and they get to throw down without any kind of supervision. When I say without any kind of supervision, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that this is what they should be doing, period. But I know I'm 40 years of age, and I know we used to have altercations in our schools, but we used to take it down the street after school was over. And we did that because we know we would get in an extreme amount of trouble if we did it on school grounds. Lowndes County High School has a reputation of allowing students to settle their differences by fighting it out inside of the gymnasium in the hallways. It is our position that after some incidents took place, and I'll let the Johnson family speak on that, sometimes the bully gets whooped. Correct? Sometimes you got kids in the school that think they're better than other kids, and they pick on the wrong one, and sometimes they get their behind whooped. Well, in this particular case, we feel like that's what happened with Kendrick. I won't name names, but let's just say there are daughters and sons who attend Lowndes County High School that have very influential parents in the city of Valdosta. I'll say that one more time. There are daughters and sons that have influential parents in positions of power. Let's be honest, this ain't Atlanta, Georgia we're talking about. This is Valdosta, where they think that they can keep things quiet, keep it under the brush, so to speak. Everybody with me? It is our position that on the day that Kendrick lost his life, it was a result from an escalation of bullying. And not just bullying that has to deal with classmates. We know that Kendrick was a star athlete. We understand that before Kendrick's death, Kendrick stopped playing football. I'll let the parents speak on that, but it has a direct correlation dealing with bullying, and I'm talking about from staff at this point in time. So we chose the Department of Education before the incidents in Ferguson took place. Let me let you know this before I keep going, Representative Scott. We reached out to Dr. Barnes, State School Superintendent, via email and call. We said that we would love to extend the opportunity, since we're having this rally, the anti-bullying rally. We want to make sure that all schools are safe in the state of Georgia. We invited him out here to stand with this family, not to take any position or any side, but just as the state school superintendent, you would think he would be concerned with the community that is worried about the safety of their children in his schools across this state. We never heard back from him. I don't see him out here now. I think that speaks volumes. I think if this would be a school maybe in the upper northern part of Buckhead, just a thought, he might be standing here with us. Black and brown, low income or poor communities, we continue to be undereducated and underprotected. But then we get over-policed. Something kind of wrong with that. The way Kendrick Johnson ties in to what's going on in Ferguson is the same way, Senator Ford, as me and you were on the battlefield on one particular issue dealing with Boomcom Fontsavon, baby boo-boo. Anybody hear about that? The 18-month-year-old that was a victim that has been maimed by the Habersham County Police Department. Well, if they're not maiming your babies, they're killing your grandmothers right around the corner here, 92-year-old Catherine Johnston. When they get a little tired or frustrated is not a good term, a little tired or bored with killing your grandmothers, then on the side of the highways, they mount your mothers in a full MMA mount position and beat her into the pavement on the side of the highway. Did anybody see that state trooper do that? When they get a little bored or exhausted from that kind of pounding, they shoot your innocent babies down in the street like a dog and let his blood leak down the pavement or the middle of the street and leave him uncovered for the entire neighborhood to watch him.
They wouldn't do a dog like that. They wouldn't do a dog like that.
They would scoop him up. Animal control would have been out there quicker. When they're tired of doing that, we're going to bounce back and forth through time to show you how all of this is related. It's systemic. Senator Ford, I keep calling your name because I know you were on the front lines with us with this one too. They take your other child and they put one hand behind his back and cuff it and then put 2 bullets in his back, severing his spine, paralyzing him instantly and ultimately killing him. Oh, I'm talking about the same jerseys in the park that we all represent. Union City police officers killing Ariston Waiters, 19 years of age. We could go out west and go holler at Oscar Grant, the spirit of Oscar Grant, that gets put face down into the ground. The officer saying he thought he pulled his taser, but he pulled his service pistol. How many months did he serve? Was it a year? 10 months? He's out on the streets right now.
Law enforcement does not care about black and brown lives. Plain and simple. Team KJ, Kendrick Johnson. We ain't claiming that law enforcement killed Kendrick Johnson. Matter of fact, we don't know who killed Kendrick Johnson.
That's right.
But we do know the investigation, the botched investigation, the closed investigation, if it was just up to Lowndes County, we do know that they could give a damn about finding out who that killer is. Because I say again, there are sons and daughters of influential people that attend Lowndes County High School. Y'all ain't got to take my word for it. Look at the tweets. Look at the Facebook posts. But hurry up, because they're being deleted mighty fast. But there's one thing about the cyber world that we live in. You might be able to delete that thing, Mrs. J, on your own personal wall, on your own personal account. But ironically, it goes into a database that forever lives in history in case we need to pull something up. You know how some of y'all are upset with President Obama for all the snooping and everything they're doing on the community? Well, lo and behold, some of y'all that think you're deleting something that relates to the murder of Kendrick Johnson, we already got it. Like ragu, it's in there. It's already ready. So we want to make sure that we give these speakers the attention that they deserve, give them the affection that they deserve. I just want to take a minute. I don't usually do this. I don't usually thank media outlets, Senator Ford. But I want to thank 11 Alive for having the decency and the courage to come and cover something that the community is concerned about. If you're tired of all the killing, let me hear you say no more. No more. No more. What do we want? Listen to me good. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? What do we need? And when do we want it? Last point, then I'm going to pass the mic. I'm going to bring up my good friend, Senator Ford. Senator Ford, you can catch me every now and then screaming, no justice, no peace, no justice. And this is not to knock any of my NAM members or family here. But I want to touch just for 2 seconds, because I understand we just had some more quote-unquote violence last night in Ferguson. Well, I got a kind of a different take. If you don't like what I have to say, yes, you're right. But I don't mind some of the angry protesting going on in Ferguson. Oh, I'm going to say that one more time. I don't mind some of the angry protesting going on in Ferguson. If you continue, let me backtrack. They say, please let the judicial system work. Young brothers and sisters, calm down. Let the law work as it's supposed to. Well, did the law work as it's supposed to in the case of Jordan Davis? No. Did the law work as it's supposed to in the case of Trayvon Martin? No. Ariston Waiters? No. Jotavius Stafford? No. Oh, the list can go on and on. Now, I'm not trying to condone violence, but you best believe you better be able to be complex and intelligent enough to understand two fronts. To not condone violence, but to understand what it's like for self-defense. I say that again. There was a brother that picked up a canister of tear gas. That's a big picture. He happened to have on a shirt that represented the American flag. Did anybody see that picture? It was tear canisters tossed at innocent protesters, peaceful protesters. Peaceful just means we ain't physically causing no harm. That don't mean we coming here as a peaceful people. Malcolm said it's unintelligent to be peaceful for those that are continuing to cause you harm. As we teach these little brothers and sisters, we're not teaching them to go out and break any laws or commit any crimes. But I'd be damned if I'm teaching them to get their heads split open. I'd be damned if I'm teaching them to be the blunt force of police brutality and they sit there and continue to take it. We ain't never been a passive people. Let me stop, because I see some of y'all like, hold on, this ain't the right rally we came to. Without further ado, I want to bring up Senator Ford. But again, before we do, we want to take a moment of silence to show the solidarity, to show the connection, to show the systemic nature of police brutality, whether it be them shooting us, killing us, tasing us, not investigating it properly. Now, I know a popular thing that's been going around is both hands in the air. This ain't that kind of rally. So if the spirit moves you, all my little soldiers stand up. All my little soldiers stand up. All my little soldiers stand up. If the spirit moves you, we're going to take about 10 seconds of a moment in silence. But we want everybody to throw their fist in the air. And this is a symbol. It's not a hate symbol. It's a love symbol. It ain't a divisive symbol. It's a unity symbol. So while we understand that Brother Michael Brown was shot, reportedly, we understand, with both hands in the air, we appreciate the activism and the mobilization that's been going around with both hands in the air. But we want to kind of get back to one hand in the air of solidarity. And last point, for the moment of silence. Brothers like myself, brothers like Senator Ford, and plenty of people behind me, we wake up every day, every hour, every minute, feeling like the nation is feeling right now. Right now you're riled up and your spirits are flowing. We want to make sure y'all keep that going. Keep that going. Say, keep that going.
Keep that going.
Keep that going.
Keep that going.
10 seconds of silence, then we'll bring Senator Ford up. What do we want?
Justice.
Let's bring up my main man, my brother in the struggle, or my uncle in the struggle. He got a little couple of years, my senior. It behooves us to get behind policymakers and lawmakers and elected officials that really care about the people. When you care about the people and you get put out there, sometimes you get some unfair criticism that comes from the opposition and a lot of times from within our own people. I can say this, me and this man have had some sit downs, we've had some knockdown drag outs, but this is my uncle, my brother in the struggle, because when it's time when the cameras leave and it's time to put some legislation up under that gold dome, taking that activism to real policy making and change, there ain't really nobody doing it like here in the city of Atlanta. So give it up for my main man, Senator Vincent Ford.
Good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, let me thank Marcus Coleman for bringing us together. But let's thank God for making sure that we're together. So I want to thank God for that. I want to acknowledge the Johnson family and let them know that you are constantly, brother and sister Johnson and the family, you are constantly in our prayers and on our minds. We are with you until the end comes. Someone asked me this morning whether I was going to Missouri. And guess what I told them? I said, no, I don't think I'm going to Missouri. And I'm not against anybody going to Missouri. If you are going to go to the rally and be a part of the struggle in Missouri, please do that. But this is a multi-front war.
All right. Absolutely.
We just don't have one battlefield. We got a lot of battlefields. From Georgia to Missouri, from Atlanta to Ferguson, the struggle goes on. And Marcus has done a good job of laying out the names. From Antoine Waiters to Catherine Johnston to all the victims in Thomaston, Georgia. That struggle's continuing. As a matter of fact, we're going to be at the U.S. Attorney's office on Monday morning